Good morning. Good morning from Desert Adventures in Arizona, located in the Ironwood Forest National Monument. My granddaughter's visiting today. She brought this really cool picture that she made. This is made out of crayons, wax crayons. Pretty cool, huh? I thought it was really neat. So we'll wait for a few more people to come in. There's Ron Darrell Adventures. Good morning, Ron. Ron, hope you're feeling okay. I see you're on a number of live streams, so you must be doing okay. I know it's tough. I'd like to shout out and thank Ava Potterfield. She shouted me out this morning on her live, Ava Potterfield and Friends. She has a great channel. She has a morning live stream every day. And I enjoy watching her. Her and Doug, her husband, are accomplished musicians, and they have a live stream on Thursday evenings too. It's usually a great time. And there's Ava right there. Hi, good morning, Ava. Yeah, what's this about a rattlesnake? Yeah, I'm going to show that a little bit later. We encountered a rattlesnake here where we live, which is not uncommon. You can see behind us. We live out in a rural area here in southern Arizona, and we get a lot of rattlesnakes. And we'll talk a little bit about those, how I handled the encounter that we had, and talk about should you relocate them or should you not relocate them. So Ava, you're an artist. I'm going to show this again. This my granddaughter, 10-year-old granddaughter, is visiting, and she brought this over and presented it to us. She loves to do art. This is made out of crayons. She's melted crayons using an iron and made this beautiful picture here. It really came out nice. I just love it. So maybe she'll come in and say hello. She's 10 years old and she just loves to do art. We certainly try to encourage that. Yeah, the colors are great, aren't they? She just has a great eye for that. Okay. Dream on Wheels is here. Hello, Travis. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate. If you don't know Dream on Wheels, they're full-time RVers. Oh, here comes the artist. Hi, sweetie. So this is the artist for this picture. This is my granddaughter. And would you like to share your name?
My name's Hallie.
Hallie. And you're what, 16?
I'm 10.
Oh, you're 10. 10. You're 10 going on 16. That's usually how it works, right? But anyway, can you tell us how you made this?
I used some crayons. I peeled the wrapper off and I broke them down some. And then I put them on the little canvas. After I took my hot glue gun and I made a little heart.
Okay, so the heart you made out of a hot glue gun right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that came out nice. So that's how you started it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I took the crayons that I had peeled.
Oh, okay.
And I put them around it. And then I took the iron and I used the iron to melt them.
You melted it? That's very good. So how long do you have to leave the iron on there?
Depends on the setting.
Okay. So you put the iron on pretty hot?
Kinda.
Yeah. That really came out good. Is that the first time you've done that, or have you done a few of these?
I've done a few of them.
Okay. Well, this one is especially good, and thank you very much for bringing it over.
Mhm.
Oh, there's Tanya. Look. So Ava says, see that? See, I put that up.
Mhm.
Your artwork is beautiful.
Thank you.
And then Ron Darrell says she's better looking than you, Steve. I would say that. Yeah, I would say she is. And I have no problem with that. Look at who's that? Aunt Tanya? Aunt Tanya's on here. She stopped in to say hello. And look at that. Quinn Dynasty. So all these people are coming in to watch our live stream today. Okay, Hallie, thank you for stopping in. Thank you very much. I'm going to keep this, okay? All right. These types of things are special when they're your kids and your grandkids are young. So they're very precious to hang on to those. And then she signed it for us and dated it. And so that's cool. That's definitely a treasure. Okay, Quinn Dynasty is here. Hello, peeking in. Thank you very much for stopping in. Appreciate it. And Tanya is my sister. She's up in northeastern Iowa. Hopefully she's doing okay with the hot, sticky weather. Yeah, definitely, Ron. We're going to save that for sure. We have that one, I think, should be framed. I think we're going to look for a frame for that one. That one's a good one, especially good. All right, so what should we talk about today? Let's start off with how's the weather where you're at? Hey Siri, what's the weather?
It's currently clear and 93 degrees. Expect cloudy skies and partly cloudy skies starting tonight, with mixed conditions for the rest of the day. Temperatures will be fairly consistent, averaging about 93 degrees.
All right, averaging 93, but she didn't say it's going to be 102 to 104 today. No rain? Well, we'll see. Thank you, Siri. Hey, Siri, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you know, Siri, you can actually have a conversation with her? Tanya says it's going to be gross out this week. Yeah, Tanya, up there in Iowa, they have the best or the worst of the both worlds. They have really cold winters with snow, not a lot of snow, but it does get cold up there, and they have sticky summers for sure. Yep, she's a cutie. She's 10 years old. Oh, that's awesome. I'm more worried that my kids will eat the crayons. Yeah. Well, they used to do that when they were little, but she's outgrown that. And now she's doing, what is it? Has everybody had crayon drawings on their walls when their kids were growing up? I know we certainly did. And she graduated from crayon drawings on walls to beautiful creations like this. It's just awesome. Oh, Tanya's bragging about her sweet corn. Yeah, that's right. It's about time for that, huh? End of July, 1st of August, they're bringing in their sweet corn. We didn't make it up there this year. We're hoping to get up there next year if the gas prices come back down to a normal or semi-normal level. All right, let's talk about rattlesnakes. And I know some people don't like snakes. Oh, Jill Weatherly is here. Maybe we'll wait a few more minutes. Good morning, Jill. Jill's a neighbor, lives over here in Tucson. We have Backyard Reactions. Hello from East Mesa. Thank you very much for stopping in. Appreciate it. You probably know a little bit about rattlesnakes, and we certainly have them out here. Although, Mesa, you're in East Mesa, so you're probably in a fairly rural area. Backyard Reactions. Okay. So Pam Cohn is Steve. Borrowing Pam's phone. Everybody's saying hello. All right, so over the last 2 weeks, we were watching our neighbor friends' property, watering their plants, and just kind of keeping an eye on the place, making sure everything stayed secure. And we had a little bit of a surprise, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. Ava, how are you? Okay, Ava says it's going to be 88 today. Nice cool day. All right, there's my Virginia friend, Tracy. Hello, Steve and everyone. Oh, James is here. Hello, James. Thank you very much for coming in. All right, we'll wait a couple more minutes. So we're basically waiting for monsoon rains. We had some rain around the area, and seems like it always goes, beside us, north of us, south of us, and we haven't got much rain on our property in our neighborhood yet. About a half an inch so far this monsoon season, and we like to see 3 to 6 inches. And so far, we've only got a half inch, so we're hoping for more rain. There's Ashley. Hi, Ashley. Ashley's got a new puppy, and she's enjoying that. Yeah, Jill knows exactly what I'm talking about. Jill, I did see some rain going through Tucson yesterday. I don't know if you got any at your place, but. All right, so everybody in the chat, you have snakes where you live. We have a lot of them out here, and well, we live in their neighborhood. So we do have quite a few of them out here in rural area, Arizona. Backyard Reaction says a friend of mine lives at the base of the Superstition Mountains, has a major rattlesnake problem. His dog has been hit twice. Oh yeah, I know that's expensive. We had our dogs snake avoidance trained by a local vet here in the Marana area. And we still had our lab put his nose into a hole and get bit on the nose by a small rattlesnake. Yep, James says we have rattles. Sure do. Yeah, I think they're pretty much everywhere in the United States. Alexis wants me to take to the gun range. This ought to be funny. She's never fired a gun. Uh-oh. All right, so let me share this video. So we were over watering plants, some potted plants over in our neighbor friend's place. And my wife says, hey, look. And I said, what are you talking about? She says, there's a snake over here. Okay, yeah, Tracy has a sister that lives here and is also trained to avoid snakes too. So I walked over there and there was this rattlesnake. So I ran home. Actually, they had a snake grabber there. And so I got the snake grabber out of the fifth wheel and then grabbed the snake, got it out of their front yard there. And let me show you that video. So I'm going to share screen and I'm going to share a Chrome tab. And I don't have this live yet, so you guys are getting the first look at what we found today. Here. Yeah, those are a little exciting when they're close in. Now you notice that one was not aggressive. So that was what I believe was a Western Diamondback. And I think that he or she probably just had breakfast, so was pretty mellow. It was a good size. I counted the buttons. It had 12 buttons on them, so it'd been around a few years. All right, Roy's out of bed. Hello, Roy. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you got in time to see that video. Yeah, thank you. We see a lot of those out here, and it's pretty much routine for us. Now, most of the time, people think, and there's a debate on whether or not you should relocate these snakes when you find them. If it's non-venomous, I will usually just leave them alone. If they're going to be aggressive, then I send them to snake heaven. That's what I do with them. So I don't know what you guys think, but oh, there's Van Vita Travels, Paula. Thank you, Paula, for stopping in. Appreciate it. So rattlesnakes, we've had as many in 1 year. I think the most rattlesnakes we had were 12 on our property here. Roy's been here. He knows, he's walked our property, he knows what it's like. And 12 rattlesnakes is quite a few. We haven't had many since then. But since we had a chance to record that one, Oki recorded that. And so I could share it with you, and that'll be posting on my channel here real soon. So anyone here who doesn't know Van Vita Travels, that's Paula up in Canada. She has a great channel. She's hanging out with Land Cloud Adventures. Nate is up there too. And he also has 2 beautiful dogs. That's why his channel is called Land Cloud Adventures. And he has a great channel too. He does great live streams, and so does Paula. And they're up there together, so they're doing some live streams together. So Ron's a little under the weather, not feeling well, so everybody keep him in your thoughts. He's still showing up on live streams, but he's definitely under the weather right now. Tyson's Crazy Adventure, hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so Tracy, I put your channel or your name here into Google, and it pronounced it Taupe. Taupe. Is that the correct pronunciation? Yeah, Silverbell Mine is out just to the west of us, and so there's a bunch of them out there. All right. Van Vita Travels is a member of my channel, and I certainly appreciate that, along with Box Fan D. And also one other one, Rob, and his channel name escapes me right now, so I'm going to look it up here. Still looking. Hard Luck Survival. Hard Luck Survival. Hard Luck Survival had somebody come on their ranch and actually shot one of their dogs here a couple weeks ago. So they're not active right now. They're not doing their normal live streams. But, you know, it's pretty traumatic when you lose one of your dogs to someone who comes in and takes their life. Yeah, prayers for Ron. Okay, thank you, though. Appreciate you stopping in. Saying hello. All right, so the question is, what do you do with a rattlesnake? Do you kill it? Or do you relocate it? And back in 2009, my wife, Oki, actually got bit by a rattlesnake. And so she went to the hospital, spent the weekend in the hospital in ICU, got treated with anti-venom. And there was a gentleman there from the Viper Institute at the University of Arizona. And I asked him, I talked to him quite a bit because he came in and she was enrolled in a test for a new anti-venom that they were trying to get approved by the FDA. And so it was a blind study. They did not tell her which anti-venom she got, but the one they were trying to get approved was one that was easier to mix, didn't have the 2-hour wait time that normal anti-venom does, and is used down in Mexico quite successfully. And I never heard whether or not they got it approved, but she was involved in that. And this gentleman was an expert on snakes. You call them, I forget, but he was at the Viper Institute at the U of A. So I asked him, I said, so is it smart to relocate a rattlesnake? Because a lot of people in my area, rather than kill them, they like to relocate them. And so they take them out to the desert, dump them in a wash, and off they go. Well, he told me relocating is okay, but just like we're comfortable in our environment, snakes are comfortable in theirs. They know where the food sources are. They know where the party spots are. They know where to find girlfriends and boyfriends and all of that. And so when you put them in an unfamiliar area, they don't thrive very well. And so they will try to get back home. And they will basically die trying to get back home. Comes from the cartoon Top Cat. My initials are TC. We just changed the spelling. Okay. That's good to know. But how is my pronunciation? I know you told me once before, but I've forgotten now. Anyway, so there's a big debate on whether or not. Okay, so that's correct. Good, good. I've been thinking about asking you, Tracy. Tracy's her real name, but Taupe is how you pronounce her channel, her YouTube name. There's Lillian Tittle. Thank you, Lil, for coming in. We're all checking on Ron and wishing him a speedy recovery. So this gentleman I was talking to about relocating rattlesnakes, he said, if you do relocate them within a mile, not more than a mile from where you picked them up at. Online, I was looking this morning, they say 0.6 miles, which is a little over half a mile, is the best because they will try to get back home. Used to kill them, but can't in Utah anymore. Wow, okay, so they don't allow that in Utah, huh? Interesting. They're not protected. The Western Diamondback is not protected. If they were, then we couldn't kill them here. And usually I will let them go if they, if they take off and they're trying to escape, I'll let them go to live another day. If they're going to stand their ground and they're close to the house, then I usually send them to snake heaven. If they're in the area I live or work, they're dead and wild, they get a pass. Yeah. Yeah, I seen them out. In fact, I had to stop one day. I was out on the trail in the Jeep and had to stop. It wasn't a rattlesnake. It was, a different snake, but I had to stop and kind of coax him. People say with a Y and Topi. Okay. All right, that's good to know. Anyway, let me share this other screen here and I'll give you some information on rattlesnakes. Share screen, Chrome tab. Let's see, and I like to use Wikipedia. So I'm waiting for it to come up on YouTube. Western Diamondback Rattlesnake. Or Texas Diamondback. They're down here in the Southwest United States and also Mexico. And you can see over here on the right, it gives you a conservation status. And it shows them as the least concern for conservation. Now, if they were threatened, they would be in this middle area or close to being extinct over here on the left. So they're not a threatened species. So it's not illegal. Maybe in Utah it is, but it's not here in Arizona. So they have rattles on them. And one thing I've noticed over the years is that they don't always warn you. Usually when we moved out here, and I think a lot of them didn't have many interactions with people, with humans. And so as soon as you walked up on them, they would start buzzing or rattling. And I notice now they're not doing that. The Mojaves will. The Mojave rattlesnakes are very aggressive, and they will actually advance towards you when you come across them. They're pretty mean snakes. So over here on the right, this is where they live. You can see in the southern United States and Mexico. And let's see here, let's go on down. You know, and rattlesnakes are even found up in South Dakota and, of course, Utah. Looks like Oklahoma has them. So habitats range from flat coastal plains to steep rocky canyons and hillsides. Behavior, they are poor climbers. So you notice when I grabbed that one, I dropped them into a drum, 55-gallon drum. And I do that so that they can't get out. Their natural predators include raptors, such as hawks and eagles, and roadrunners. Roadrunners will actually kill a snake. Roadrunners are pretty bad. Wild hogs will also kill them and other snakes. Now, a king snake will take care of a rattlesnake. They actually eat them. So what do snakes eat? They eat birds, lizards, and mice. And so I learned over the 17, 18 years that we've lived out in this area that if I controlled the mice population and the pack rats, we don't see as many snakes. And we used to have chickens out here. We had 3 to 4 chickens. And so, you know how you feed chickens, you put food on the ground and the chickens, peck at it and eat it. Well, at night, when everybody's in bed, guess what happens? The mice come out. And then following the mice are the snakes. And so we let our chickens live out their natural life, and we didn't replace them. And then I started working on getting rid of the mice and the pack rats, and that's helped a lot. The last couple of years, I think we've only had one snake close to the house. And so I think we'll continue doing that because we don't want to be bit. If you step outside and you accidentally step on one, not knowing that he's laying right outside your door, you can certainly get bit. Now, they have venom, and they are considered a pit viper. And the venom basically destroys tissue and causes all kinds of trouble with your nerves. Yeah, they reproduce. The average group brood average about a dozen young. So we've had snakes show up that were about 12 inches long, and then every day we'd find one or two. And then we knew that snake had babies somewhere in the area, and so we were very careful after that. The young stay with the mother for only a few hours before they set off on their own to hunt and find cover. The mortality rate is very high. Mating occurs in the fall, and females give birth to as many as 25 young, which may be as long as 30 centimeters or 12 inches. And of course, they are venomous. So, conservation status, they're least concern, which is good for me. But anyway, there you go. Let me stop sharing and catch up on the chat. Yeah. If they're in the area where I live or work, they're dead. If they're wild, they get a pass. Catch up here. Oh, Mel and Nettie are here. Thank you very much for stopping in. We're talking about rattlesnakes today. We had an encounter a couple of days ago, and so I decided to share that. So talking with Ron trying to fever, but still had to get up and move. Yeah, I know it's better to get up and move than lay in bed. Thanks for updating us. So Mel and Nettie just stopped. I saw they posted yesterday. They had a travel day and they got to their next location. There's Fairy Dust Brene. Good morning. Thanks for stopping in. We were told to kill them because they're territorial and they didn't want the miners getting bit while they were working. Silverbell is out there and takes emergency services a while to reach out. So Tracy's talking about Silverbell Mine, which is out west of us. Is the crow flies probably 4 or 5 miles west of us. And they mine copper out there mostly, among other things, but they send them to snake heaven out there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, Rob and Luis and Eric are good folks. That's the folks who had their dog shot. I didn't get all the details on it. It's obviously Hardline Survival is the name of their channel. It's obviously pretty bad when somebody comes onto your ranch and kills one of your dogs. They're just devastated. And I would be too. Lillian's doing good. Kangaroo rats will do a number on a rattlesnake too. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Ann is here. Hello, Ann. Working but listening. That's okay, Ann. I appreciate you being here. Ann just got 2 puppies. We haven't seen them yet. She just picked them up yesterday. 2 pugs, little puppies. So that should be fun to see them. So she probably didn't get a lot of sleep last night because she was puppy sitting. Everybody's saying hello to Ann. She can't respond, but that's okay. We still like to say hello. And we have Hike with Mike. Good morning. Thank you very much for being here. Mike has a good channel. Stopped in there a number of times and watched him do his hikes. Catching up, scrolling. Thanks everybody for the well wishes. Ron, if this doesn't make you feel better, nothing will, buddy. So rest and get well. Oh yeah, James Catney is one of the selected for Helping Hands cruise. So he's going to be going on a cruise here very near future. That's great. Yeah, it was bad. You know, I know many of you have animals and pets, and we just love them to death. And when something bad happens, or they pass away, it's just devastating. Oh yeah, the desert, the complete opposite of my swampy environment in Florida. Yeah, I've been to Florida. It's a beautiful state. It is sticky in the summertime, but every state has. Lillian, that was Rob. If you look back in the comments, it was Rob, his wife. They live up in northern Arizona. They have a ranch up there. And all I heard was somebody came on their ranch and shot they call it their number one dog, their alpha dog. Don't know anything other than that, but they pretty well shut down posting on their channel. Yeah, Rob's dog was shot. Yeah, definitely bad. I don't know. I don't know if they've found out who did it or what the story is. I haven't seen them post anything. You know, I follow their channel, but I haven't seen them post anything, so I'm not sure what the current status is. There's Badge cruising by. Look what I found. Yeah. Just scraping the bottom of the barrel here, Badge. Thank you for popping in and giving this old man a little look. Badge is a retired mechanic, does a lot of obviously mechanical things, and has helped Paula out quite a bit. And he's also up there in Canada. Are Rob and company okay? I think they're okay. You know, again, we haven't heard from them. Maybe someone else could give us an update. Pam Cohn says, as far as they know, they're okay. Yeah, I agree. You know, when they come in on your property or your ranch. Yeah, I figured out what you were saying there, Badge. Yeah, Rob's a retired Marine Corps veteran. And like many veterans, has health challenges. And he certainly doesn't need that, Diane. You're right. It's nice down here. God forbid you harm my dogs. I will send them out in a body bag. I agree. Whoa, look at that. Exploring Canada. Karen is here. Hi, Karen. Thank you for stopping in. Check out Exploring Canada. She just has a knack for making great videos, and she travels around the area. And I just like the way her videos flow. She's very good, and she does great videos. So check out Exploring Canada. Saying hello. Ron says, we have a problem in Texas with them shooting cattle. You know, I wonder if that's going to get worse, Ron. I follow some prepper channels and some folks that are farmers, and they're saying that because of the cost of feed has gone sky high, that many farmers and ranchers are getting rid of their livestock early. You're welcome. And so when you go into the stores, you'll see all kinds of meat in the stores right now. That's because they're basically downsizing their herds. So it's a good idea if you have the room to maybe stock up over the next few months with extra meat, because once that balloon supply is exhausted, then it's going to get expensive, as you know, and then harder to find. So we're actually stocking up on meat and putting some extra in the freezer. Okay, so Bad is headed over there to Weyburn, which I believe is where, is that where Paula is? Okay, Tracy stopped in. Hello, Tracy. She's listening while doing chores. Thank you. Tracy shared out my stream on Ava's live this morning. I appreciate that, Tracy, very much. Yeah, buy some emergency food. Definitely a good idea. We have beef going to the locker in August. It's my sister Tanya. That's good. She's up there in Iowa and she does that. Always prepares. Okay, that's just normal for cattle country in a drought. Okay. Karen says we bought a cow like that earlier this year, a cow that a rancher was downsizing. Buying local beef is an option that I'm grateful to have on the prairies. Yeah, that's a good idea, Karen. You should be set. Nobody knows how long it's going to last. But my understanding is once you downsize a herd, it takes about 18 months to 2 years. You keep the cattle to reconstitute your herd, and then you have to, it takes time to grow cattle to where they're old enough to sell. Here, the ranchers are selling straight to the public. Well, that's a good idea. I guess it's good to know a rancher. Diane says, a friend of my daughter raises cattle, so they are my supplier. That's great. And I understand the U of A actually sells meat. The University of Arizona has a great program out there, and they sell meat out there as well. Also, so Lillian, thank you very much for stopping in. Appreciate it very much. Always appreciate your support. All right, so Badge, do you guys have rattlesnakes up there? I showed a video earlier. I'm going to replay it here for everyone who came in late. So check this out. Share screen. Okay, let me go back. I'm going to Chrome tab, video details, share. What we found today. All right, so I'm back here. Not here, never seen one, but I think that southern Alberta and Saskatchewan does. Okay. Yeah, that's me, Karen. I was in my grubbies, so I wasn't dressed up for filming, but not much I can do. I wanted to capture it. And so Oki, my wife, did the recording. So I guess Badge has got some work to do. We'll see you later, Badge. The Abandoned Southwest. So that's Greg. Hey, Greg, thanks for popping in. Greg started this new channel, The Abandoned Southwest, where it is just what it looks like, where he visits abandoned places and records and walks around. Really interesting channel. Check it out. Keep your Karen Terrier away from that snake, Steve. Yeah. Karen, our Karen Terrier, Maggie, she was actually a good snake hunter. We had her in our lab, Chocolate Lab Duke, snake avoidance trained by the local vet here. And so when Maggie would find a snake out in the yard, she would bark at it. And her bark was really a high-pitched panic-like bark. So we know that there was a snake out in the yard. As soon as we heard that bark, I grabbed the snake grabber and went out there. And she had that snake not cornered, but she would stay far enough away from it, and she would warn us that it was out there. Yeah, Diane says they get huge where she's at. Yeah, they typically grow up to 4 feet, I think, and 6 feet is adventure out of your door. Yeah, that's right. That is right there across the road from our place. Did your wife have any permanent damage? I think she has a little bit of nerve damage in that foot, but it's not serious. When she got bit, I don't know if you guys know this, but you know what happens, let's say you get bit on your hand starts to swell up and it starts to move up. And so you want to get to the hospital as soon as you can. And so when the ambulance picked her up, the very first thing they did was they located the bite. It was on her ankle. And they put the day and the time there. And then what happens is the swelling starts to move up, her leg. And so they would draw lines periodically so they could monitor where the venom was going. And so when they administer anti-venom, when that movement stops where it's not moving anymore, then they know that the anti-venom is doing its job. If it continues to move up every hour, they continue to administer anti-venom. That's how it works. But yeah, she's doing fine. The nurse told her, make sure you walk. She said it felt like having a knife stabbed in her ankle. That's how bad it hurt. She doesn't do pain meds, so she just toughed it out. And thank you very much, Chubby, for stopping in. Appreciate you giving that. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate you being here. So anyway, that's my snake story for today. Hopefully we don't have too many more of those, but again, that was at the neighbors. They have, gee whiz, I think they have 30 acres over there. My eyes were on the snake, not Steve. Well, thank you very much, Tracy. I appreciate that because I look like a ragamuffin over there. Oh, okay. Filipina here watching from Hong Kong. That's pretty amazing. We can have folks stop in and say hello from all around the world in Hong Kong. That's great. Greg and Kelly, The Abandoned Southwest. Yeah, they have a great channel. Greg has a couple of channels there. And this is the one that he's promoting, the Abandoned Southwest, and trying to grow it. So be sure to stop in and watch his videos. He does a great job, and I always enjoy watching. There he is saying hello. So, Greg, where are you guys at right now? Are you traveling or are you still up in Tucson area? Okay, so Karen's asking if you guys seen the video called Cats and Cucumbers. Cats freak out. I think it's because cucumbers look like snakes. Don't mind having a chuckle at cats when they are so overprotective and cautious. Yeah, I didn't know that, but I've heard we've had cats in the past, and we're probably going to have a cat again later on. But I did not know that cats were afraid of cucumbers. We'll have to test that out. Cats are pretty good at recognizing danger. Good tip about the ambulance, marking the spot for snake bites. Yeah. So when Oki got bit, I was on the way to work. I was on the motorcycle, and I used to always keep my cell phone in my pocket. And so I'm on the motorcycle, and I hear my phone ring, and I pick it up, and I look, and it's her. So I knew if she's calling me, there's a problem. So I pulled over. She said, "I've been bit." I called 911. They're on the way to get me. So I was about 9 or 10 miles from home. I turned around and came back, and they had her loaded up, heading to the hospital. All right. Hello to everyone in the chat. Nice meeting all you people. Proud Filipina and in Hong Kong doing blogging and YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen your channel. And I don't know the pronunciation. Belaza Chubby. Belaza Chubby. Yeah, I've stopped in and checked out your lives. She does live streams periodically. Ava says, I've also wondered about the copperhead snakes smelling like cucumbers, and maybe that's a connection too. So when they train our dogs, they train them by smell, by sight, and by sound. And so they had 3 snakes set aside, and one of them was in a cage that couldn't be seen, but it would rattle. And so they would put a shock collar on your dog. And if your dog approached the snake, they would hit the shock collar. And generally, after that first approach, the dog figured out snakes are bad. But they would have one set up that your dog could hear rattle. They had one set up with the rattles taped. So if the snake rattled, the dog saw the snake. And then they had one taped and defanged. So the dog walked up to it and saw the snake. And by that time, they had a pretty good idea that snakes were bad. And so it's difficult, like a lab likes to go explore holes, and our lab did that when he was younger. And so again, he was snake avoidance trained, but he loved to sniff holes out in the yard. And that's where the ground squirrels, would live. And that's how he ended up getting bit. I heard it was extremely painful to be bit. Yeah, it is, Tracy. It definitely is. My wife, Oki, said it was like somebody stabbed her with a knife. That's how bad it was. She's pretty tough. You're welcome, Greg. You're very welcome. I appreciate you stopping in and taking time. Oh, she's doing great, James. Thank you very much. Ava killed a few copperhead we found by scent. Oh, okay. Cats and cucumbers. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, we're actually across town from you right now, Steve. Okay. So you're back in the Tucson area, Greg. And I saw your latest post, you were getting ready to head out again. Rattlers put off a musky scent. I smelled the dens before. Okay. Dave is wondering if it's the scent of the cucumbers the cats are afraid of. Well, that could be. We'll have to test that. Give us a moderator host if you don't mind. Okay, I'll go back. I'll go back and do that after the show. I can't do it on StreamYard, but I'll go back and do that. And I do appreciate my moderators. Anyone who wants to drop a link for your channel or anyone else's, please feel free to do that. Yeah. Yeah, we live out in the snake's backyard, so yeah, I understand being scared of them. We were really scared of them at first, but after you see so many of them, you get used to it. Okay, so Tracy's got 6 cats. Tracy, you'll have to try that and report back. Best way to deal with fear is by learning. That's exactly true, Diane. That's how we did it. I get black racers and king snakes in my yard here in Virginia. Yeah, we have some black racers, red racers, and also king snakes. And when we see, especially a king snake around, we love seeing them because we know if a king snake is here, that there's no rattlesnakes. That's for sure. Okay, folks, we're coming up on a little over an hour here, an hour and 4 minutes. So appreciate everyone being here and taking the time to stop in. And I hope I gave you some good information and entertain you a little bit for the hour that you were here. And we get mostly king snakes on our property. That's good, Greg. And Ava's sharing Chubby's channel, so go check her out. There's Fairy Dust. Yep, Dee needs a few more to get her to 25K. So this is Box Fan Dee's channel. If anyone is not subscribed to her, be sure to check her out. Her channel provides her income to live on, and she is up there in Quartzsite, Arizona. Ron, you take care, buddy. Thank you very much, Greg. Appreciate you stopping in. Have a great day. Snake bite. My niece almost died. She's 7 years old. That time we thought she could survive, so I hate. Yeah, I understand that. That's no fun at all, especially youngsters, you know, that are young. They step on them, and that's no fun at all. Okay, so thank you, everybody. I'm going to start my outro here. And I appreciate everybody stopping by. And we'll see you next time.